number 13 of the Wood Stream. My name is kadexgaming. To the top left, you have the Canadian cue ball, monsterousrage. To the top right, you do have the living emoji, wait, well, I have your names backwards.
What?
I had your names backwards.
Don't worry, everybody. We are professionals here. You're not saying. I don't know what you're saying, but you're not seeing it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm angry iceberg. What's going on, everybody?
So we look all pissed backwards. Off, and I'm a monster because I only have a head. See, and I'm mad. Right?
Yeah, we're so professional here. That's my bad. Top left, you have the Canadian cue ball, monsterousrage. Top right, you do have the living emoji, angry iceberg. Today, we're going to be covering everything between Destiny and Minecraft, so strap yourselves in and have some fun. Today's first topic is, well, Destiny, of course, monsterousrage. Destiny converting old rage into strikes. Basically, I'm wanting to know if that's going to be a good idea for new players getting their consoles and their Destiny and just kind of coming in. I know they're improving their light levels at a rapid rate because they've already known people that are on console. But would it be fun to maybe inject Taken into those old raids, make them new strikes, so newer players can learn raid mechanics? We'll go ahead and start with Iceberg.
Well, I don't know about making them strikes because they're too long, and when you're talking about a strike, you're talking about a 20-minute event. I mean, you might be able to break up some of them or use some of the mechanics from the raid to create short strikes, but the mechanics in the raid are designed to be more of a long, prolonged, very team centric experience. Whereas the strikes, they're not as much. Strikes are generally just go to this part, go to this spot, shoot some stuff, now move to the next spot, shoot some more stuff, move to the next spot, you shoot some more stuff. Whereas the raids, you do have to be more coordinated as a team to get through it. And they already do with the new strikes. They have included Taken with some of the old strikes, rather, and some of the new strikes, but anyway, where they kind of mix it up a little bit. Sometimes you might be getting Taken, sometimes you might just be getting, the old mechanics. So, they kind of do that a little bit, but as far as incorporating raids as strikes, again, that's, I think rather I would see them create higher difficulty tiers so that those old raids could be included as, end game content again, things that people actually would do to try to get specific loot, whether it be an improved Fatebringer. That'd be super great. But, I mean, that's probably not going to happen. But, get higher light level gear out of those raids so people that actually do them. Somebody came into my chat today when I was streaming and asked me, hey, Iceberg, what happened to the Prison of Elders? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, well, nobody plays anymore. It's like, well, yeah, because there's nothing in there worth getting. As now that it's year 2, and it's really more tedious than it is fun, in my opinion. And so I think a lot of people are just like, well, we don't have to do that anymore because we don't get any kind of rewards out of it. So I think just upping the light level or upping the difficulty or the light level on those events, whether it be the old Crota's End or Vault of Glass or even the Prison of Elders, and bring it into the year 2, I think would be beneficial to the community. I think it would give people a little bit more to do over the long run, because they wouldn't be just doing the King's Fall raid, because basically right now all you have is King's Fall raid. You might do a Nightfall, even though the rewards are pretty poor. And I mean, in my experience, the rewards have been really bad in the Nightfall lately. So it's not even worth doing for the most part. You don't get any kind of XP bonus anymore, so it's really not worth doing. So King's Fall, Trials of Osiris, and PvP. There's really not as much variety. So I think bringing back those old raids to be something that you're going to try to do each week, or at least give you that option to do it, would be a good idea. And so we're gonna we'll have to wait and see it. But I don't really see that happening in the short term, but maybe that's what Bungie's going to do over the next few months and say, hey, we've remodified these to give you those rewards. So, but as far as what you were saying about making them strikes, I don't think that's kind of where they're going to go with it. But I do think that they could, like I said, they just could up the ante on them and the light level. So that's an option.
Right. How do you feel, monsterousrage?
Well, Strikes are strikes, and I agree with Angry. The raid is set for that specific purpose to be really difficult and hard. And the old raids, um, I mean, it'd be nice to do it in like chunks because, as you said, it is a very long stretch of a game to do with 6 people. And the other thing too with strikes, you've got 3, so you wouldn't be able to have those 3 people accomplish the things that you need 6 for. So they'd have to really retune it to make it a strike, and they would have to break it up into like 3 sections, part A, B, or C, and go that route. But they're not really doing that for the casual gamer, and that's what it would be meant for. It'd be meant for people like me that want to jump in and don't do raids, but want to get the experience of a raid and try the level out. But for people that play it constantly, it wouldn't benefit them, and I think for them it would be like Anger said, having better gear being dropped in those lower raids to keep people going back to them, because there isn't a reason to go there when you're such a high level, because it's just a waste of time. It's a complete waste of time. And what they're causing is these high level gamers to be stuck in end game, and they need they need something more. And that's what Destiny needs to work on. Work on the people that love it versus the casual gamer.
Right. I definitely agree with what Angry Iceberg said. There was rumors floating around that they were going to convert old raids into strikes and whatnot. I think what I'd kind of like to see is possibly something between a raid and a nightfall, kind of converted into the old raids, where maybe some of the mechanics or some of the raid requirements aren't there. Like, you don't have to jump on the platforms and whatnot, but you still get that feel of a raid. There's still the intensity of the bosses and enemies and whatnot. And then you can have your different difficulty levels. You can have your easy, you can have your hard, and then maybe add in an insane one or a nightfall difficulty level, where it's in-game level content where you would get a possible exotic drop or something. That way, all the people that are stuck in-game will suddenly be playing these old raids because they want that exclusive Nightfall level exotic from Crota's raid or from Vault of Glass. That would be one way to entice both hardcore and casual people to start playing the older content, because the older content's barely even, messed with, if not talked about anymore. There's every once in a while you'll see somebody on stream or something kind of just do it for fun, while waiting for something else, waiting for Trials, waiting for Iron Banner, or waiting for the next reset on the Kingsfall raid. But I feel they need to do something with it. I just don't know if they know what they're going to do with it right now. But I feel they're going to do something. I'm just waiting to see.
Well, I would definitely think that they know what they're doing.
Oh,
I mean, it's not something that they're like they're sitting around like, well, what are we going to do next? I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing. They're a company that's been around long enough to understand gaming trends, and I mean, this is a little bit of a new venture for them. But I mean, I can't imagine that they don't have a plan right now.
Well, I know they have a plan, but I'm not sure if they have a plan like set in stone for the old raids.
Oh yeah, for the old raids, yeah, maybe not. Well, I mean, they probably do. It's probably like, well, we're not going to do anything with them, but again, they will. Maybe they're just sitting on it, like say, well, okay, if we have an ace in the hole, maybe then we need something just in case of emergency to bring people back in case things really start getting scary. Which at the moment they kind of feel that way, but I'm still waiting to hear exactly what they're going to do. They should be, we should be hearing something from them. I think not this week, but next week. Next week we should be hearing something from them. So I'm kind of waiting to see what they say when they come out of their media silence, so to speak. So,
yeah, they kind of tend to have a veil of secrecy around them, especially when it comes to maybe new events that are going to be produced. We all know that SRL will be back. It was a very popular break from the run and gun style of Destiny. It offered people ways of playing PvP that didn't involve killing people or, jumping skills and whatnot. It was really fun. I had fun with SRL, and I'm kind of looking forward to the new events that they're going to be doing. I'm glad that they're doing events like we've discussed before. It gives them time to kind of separate their studios into two different groups. One group can work on Destiny 2 while the other one can plan out the events for Destiny. So I'm loving it. I'm just hoping they do something with that old content because it's a wealth of content just sitting there and not being used. We always complain that we don't have enough content, but it's just sitting there. It just needs to be revived. So the next topic we have is why do console gamers need PC gamers, and why do PC gamers need console gamers? I'm basically bringing about the death of the master race conversation. PCs are consoles, and consoles are PCs. And what I mean by that is you can plug in your Xbox 360 or Xbox One controller into your computer and use it as a console. And your console can also look up YouTube, Netflix, Hulu Plus, websites, and do pretty much anything your computer can really do at this point. So, how do you guys feel about the whole console tribalism? Do you think it's basically put there for marketing purposes for the companies? And do we all just need to go ahead and give this up and just declare gamers as the master race? We'll start with Monsters Rage.
Give it up! Give it up! There is no console war. There is no PC master race. There are just gamers. You know what? Consoles have started to go the way of PC ever since like the original Xbox when they had the internal hard drives. And it's just progressed from that point. And I have a feeling I'm going to give it a decade. Within a decade, there really isn't going to be any variation between either. In fact, it might be a situation where there is only two companies working against each other to produce two units that are going to be able to do everything. So yeah, this console war, this PC master race, BS is going to stop, and I'm so happy for it because there's no need for it. We're all gamers. We all play games. It doesn't matter what you play it on. If you're playing a game and you're having fun, why does it matter what the other person's playing it on? Why does it matter? It doesn't.
And Iceberg?
No, I mean, I'd reiterate what he said. It really doesn't matter, but it really just kind of stems from our natural instinct to loyalty and to pride in what we do, and trying to justify, a purchase of a PS4 versus an Xbox, or just a PC versus a console. In the end, why do we need each other? I mean, we need each other because it drives the gaming industry forward. Okay, we need everybody playing games now. The PC in the recent years has really driven innovation in games, which is huge. I mean, we got we had the surge of the independent developer or the small developer creating unique experiences. Now, those experiences transferred over to the PC or the console gaming market. Okay, now that's why your console gamers need your PC gamers, because you're getting better experiences, more unique experiences, thanks to the PC development. Now, the PC crowd needs console gamers because they're the ones that really provide our foundation for our gaming industry as a whole, because the console is a much cheaper device than your average gaming PC. So the gaming industry is by and large geared towards consoles, and because that's where most of their units are going to sell. So the console gaming community is really what's keeping it alive, but again, the PC gaming community is driving it forward. So it really is a symbiotic relationship in that aspect. And yeah, there's really no need to get mad at somebody for not choosing to game on your specific platform. I mean, I have all three platforms myself, and so I'm perfectly happy playing whatever. But I mainly play on the consoles. When I had my Xbox, I still wanted to get a PS4, not because I had something against the PS4. It's just I got my console, my Xbox first. And again, I really don't play as much on the PC anymore, but I used to be strictly a PC gamer. But when I see the benefit of the console is much more convenient, and whatnot. So, this whole idea of a master race in anything is just ludicrous, because when you talk about master race, you got to look at what the origins of the term master race was. And I mean, just that natural instinct to be like, yeah, we're the best is one of the worst qualities about humanity, and we really need to change that,
Yeah.
change that environment.
We just need to get along.
Yeah,
Don't we? Can't we all just get along? Well, in my perspective, and I completely agree with Angry Iceberg's last statement, I believe the phrasing is completely barbaric in the way that we express it. So we do need to change that. I mean, if you want to go, hey, I'm PS4 guy, I'm Sony guy, Team Sony versus Team Microsoft, I'm fine with that. Now, console gamers and PC gamers, their correlation is a little bit on a fringe. You do have your PC gamers that do spend $12, $14, $1,600 on their setup, and they've got great gear in order to play these games on ultra high settings and whatnot, and they're dedicated to the PC gaming way of life. Most of them don't even say, hey, this PC Master Race, I've got this, and this. Like, hey, hey, check out my setup. It's kind of cool. I like it. But for the console gamers, you're able to buy one console for 5, 6, 7 years, and all the hardware is included. The hardware never changes. As though PCs, you're changing your hardware probably once a year, maybe 18 months, depending on the trends and games coming out. So it's much more affordable to be a console gamer, but it's becoming a little bit more niche to be a PC gamer. But we do need both. We honestly do. Because PC does drive innovation. Because whenever games are developed for consoles, they're put on PCs first in order to diagnose their frame rates, to diagnose the graphic settings, how they're working, and whatnot. So we do need the PCs in order to make the games for the consoles. But we also do need the consoles to be able to have that gamer force. Because PCs, you can check your email, you do pretty much all your daily work on a PC, but you game on a console. There's still that slight difference because consoles are meant for gaming, while PCs could be meant for 3D modeling. They could be meant for music production. There's many other avenues that you can go. So we do need both, but I don't feel like monsterousrage says, I don't feel like they're going to be separated for too much longer. I'd say maybe next gen, maybe the gen after that, we're going to see a definite melt between PC and console.
And then it'll be a new fight. It'll be, well, the blue one is better than the red one.
Team Blue.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about the game that has been around, it feels like, for ages. We've never covered this game on this podcast, so I decided to go ahead and throw it in here for a tailspin. We're going to talk about Minecraft, guys. We're going to talk about how it gained its popularity, how Notch took an idea and made it bigger in life, and basically why it's so popular. Just going to give a few topics off bat for myself. I believe Minecraft is that Lego simulator that we all wanted. It's that perfect sandbox where it just drives creativity. I can go into a Minecraft game right now and spend 3 days building this Hunger Games map where there's a big dome and everybody fights in it. Or I could spend, 2 hours building a wipeout course where it's an obstacle course that you have to run. I believe it kind of brings out that kid in you that used to, play with the Lego bricks and used to build the sand castles. And it just screams creativity to me. So that's why I think it gained so much popularity so quickly. Now with all the mods for the PC community and whatnot, where you can have like Galacticraft, you can have Halo Craft, you can have Skyrim Craft, you can have World of Warcraft Craft, which is a thing, which is kind of weird. But it's really fun. I didn't think I'd like Minecraft when I first started. I was a little late to game. I started playing Minecraft about 18 months ago. And I didn't think I'd like it. It was confusing. I didn't know how to craft anything. I was just hitting blocks with a stick. Didn't know what I was doing. And then I had that one day about 3 or 4 days into it where everything kind of clicked. And I just thought I was a kid again. I was 10 years old. And I loved every second of it. So how do you feel, Rage? How do you feel about Minecraft?
Well, where it started, it obviously started with a guy who had made a blocky world, and you could just explore in this quadrant, and then it expanded from there to what it is today. In terms of you're saying the mods on PC, they actually have those on Xbox One now. You can go into Halo and Skyrim and all that sort of stuff within the game. But I think the most or the biggest draw to it is that there isn't that trolling community. There's a lot of people that play that game and are really civil to each other, which is very surprising to me in such a big populated game. I refer to games like GTA, where it's just a really toxic environment. So I think people just feel, carefree, laid back. People are working together. They're building stuff. They're having fun. They're enjoying the game, and you can get lost in Minecraft. I mean, I remember building a roller coaster in the game, and 8 hours went by, and I went, "Oh my God, 8 hours just went by." So there is popularity there. There is that Lego build, bringing that inner kid out, and it's just a great game to play with friends. That's why it's popular. That's why it's going to remain, and they're just going to keep improving and adding more and more stuff to it.
Yeah. Angry Iceberg?
Yeah, you said you kind of hit it on the head. I mean, it really. The thing that's really appealing about Minecraft is that there's nobody telling you what to do for the most part. I mean, they got certain mods and what they kind of do, but you can just go in there and do whatever you've ever wanted to do in a video game for the most part. I mean, if you can dream it, man, you could probably do it, and you just get to go in there and fiddle around, and there's really not a whole lot of pressure on you to accomplish any difficult task. You can just go in there and build a freaking block out of a bunch of blocks. I don't know. I was horrible at playing Legos, man. I have the worst imagination when it comes to that stuff. I tried playing it one time a while ago. I bought it on the 360 when it came out for the 360. And I tell you what, I got to where it turned nighttime. I was trying to build a house or something to, some sort of shelter to protect myself. No, I died like instantly. And that was like the last time I played it. So I was like, but the thing is, like, for me, I don't have quite my creativity isn't in that sort of area. Like you were talking about all these other things, these things you could do, in there. And you're like, I'm like, oh yeah, you could do that. You could do that. And then I'm like, but for me, I'm like, if I were to go in there, I'd be like, okay,
the blocks are different color.
Yeah, let's build a wall. I don't know. Let's, I don't know what to do. It's kind of the same thing with like, when you look at like Fallout 4 with, their building system, there, I'd be like, well, I'll build 4 walls and I'll stay in it. I don't know. Whereas other people are doing crazy shit like building AT-ATs and stuff like that. I would never even think about that. But there's a lot of kids out there that, this is the kind of thing they need to nurture their creativity. And that's what really has driven the success of this, is really more the younger generation getting in there. And this is their Legos, man. I mean, they still play with Legos, but I mean, this is, just their Legos. So, it's a, $1 billion idea. And it was, I remember when I first heard about it, when it was still in development and it was still like in the alpha stages. And I was like, man, that is a pretty cool idea. It seems like it'd be a lot of fun. But again, for me, it's just not the type of game that I want to play, just because I know that I wouldn't get out of it what everybody else does.
Yeah. I just love the fact that, like you said, you can walk into a world and you have a blank canvas. You can do whatever you want in it. You can build an AT-AT. You can build the Death Star if you wanted to. The only thing you really can't build is a ball. But that's okay. Can't build a ball. That's fine. Well, you can build a pixelated ball, I guess, if it's big enough.
Yeah, you can build a ball-ish thing, yeah.
I can almost construct Monsters Rage's head. Just almost.
Well, it is kind of blocky.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I need a screen cap and just start going to work with some...
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. But, it's that mindless kind of fun, like you were saying, Monsters Rage, where you can just kind of get lost in the game for 8 hours.
Yes.
You're not being told what to do. There's no objective. There's no mission. There's no higher calling, except for maybe Ender Dragon, where you can kind of go to Nether and fight the Ender Dragon and whatnot, or the End. But other than that, you're just building or destroying. You can build a bunch of TNT and just blow everything up if you want to. So it's that mindless fun that you kind of get, maybe in like a Just Cause 3 kind of a way, how it's a destructively creative game, but this is a constructively creative game. I love it. I'm actually going to be doing something in Minecraft starting in February, so that's going to be a whole lot of fun. And I'm forcing monsterousrage to play with me, so this is going to be interesting. So
Getting our Minecraft on.
yeah, we're gonna tread into the pool of Minecraft, see what sticks. So the next topic here, we somewhat covered in the last podcast, but I want to kind of give a quick rundown on. It's the biggest games and releases that we're looking forward to this coming up year. I have about 2 or 3 games that I'm really having my eye on. I know you guys have some games that you're definitely going to be looking at, and at least paying a close eye to. So we'll go ahead and start with monsterousrage.
Variety broadcaster. The list is big. The list is big. All right, so my wallet's going to take a beating this year. I've got a few games. I'm not going to go into detail on every one, but I am going to give a list. All right, so obviously, no brainer, No Man's Sky, top of my list. That one, self-explanatory. I got to play it. I want it. Number 2, The Last Guardian, also on PS4. How long have we waited, people? How long have we waited? Number 3, Adrift. Anybody heard of Adrift? It's a science fiction space horror game. You're basically adrift on a... Think of the movie Gravity. Bam, that's the game. Number 4, Mass Effect. The new Mass Effect. It's going to be on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC. Oh, continuing in the game. But I hear that this one's going to be like way into the future from the current 3, but I'm looking forward to that. Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 is getting a lot of good games this year. Number 6, Legend of Zelda. I don't know if that's going to be on the Wii U or if they're going to push it on to the next, but I want it. Batman, a Telltale Games series. Telltale. Batman. Come on. Number 8. Oh my god. So many games. Mirror's Edge, Catalyst. Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC. Anybody played Mirror's Edge? It's the same, just prettier. Number 9, Overwatch. I'm sure a lot of people are interested in this one. It's on all the systems as well. Number 10, Horizon Zero Dawn. That's that dinosaur mech game that people have seen. I'm sure some of you have seen that game. Mm-hmm. Really interested in playing that. What do we got? 2 to go. I'm almost done, people. Number 11, Battleborn. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC as well. And then the last one, finally, Xbox has something I could say, hey, Xbox! Gears of War 4.
Ooh, I get the beta.
So, yeah, all those games are coming out this year. My God. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to have to sell my hair. I'm going to have to grow my hair and sell it. That's what I have to do. But, yeah, that's the game list. That's what I'm looking forward to this year.
All right, Angry Iceberg, do you have your eyes set on any games?
Yeah, I mean, here's my problem is that there's games that I want to play. There's games that came out within the last year that I want to play, but unfortunately, with my current schedule and my current focus, it's going to be very difficult to fit these in. But you never know. I'm gonna be able to. I'm gonna do it somehow. All right, so I'm gonna start off with the one that is kind of a smaller title, but I'm super excited about. Of course, I'm talking about Cuphead. Really looking forward to Cuphead. That game just looks super fun and a great art style. I want to play it just for the art style. I think it looks fantastic. 2, Monsters Rage, already mentioned it, Mirror's Edge. I was such a big fan of the original Mirror's Edge. I'm really looking forward to this one. In fact, I didn't get to watch as much of the game. The Game's Done Faster. Is it Game's Done Fast? Did I say that right?
Game's Done Quick.
Yeah, there we go. Game's Done Quick. I watched a little bit of it. I watched through like some of the Sonic block and some of the other parts. But the one that I was glued to was Mirror's Edge. I love the original Mirror's Edge. I love the parkour type game style. And I mean, I've mentioned it before. Kind of on the same lines, Crackdown 3. Really looking forward to Crackdown 3. I love the first one. Played the hell out of the first one. The second one was not as good, but I still hold faith that they'll, be able to recreate the magic that was in the first one. So I'm really looking forward to that. No Man's Sky. I mean, come on. I'm gonna be streaming that. I'm gonna be playing that. Even if I only stream it just very little, once or twice a week or whatever, I will be playing that for sure. And then one I'm kind of tentatively looking forward to because I downloaded the beta or the early access on Xbox Ark Survival Evolved. I'm looking forward to trying that out since I did download that and downloaded the early access, and I really enjoyed the little bit of time I spent in that. Of course, I don't have as much time for other games, but I'm going to give that a shot. And then finally, Destiny 2. When we finally can, well, whatever it is, whatever comes out in the fall, I mean, there's going to be something. There's no doubt about it. From everything that I've learned, they're going to basically be shedding the restrictions from the old generation, from your 360 and PS3 generation. So they'll hopefully be able to do a little bit more with the game than they were previous. So, of course, that's the game I'm going to be playing the most. Because I'm very much committed to this game. I'm still having a lot of fun with this community. The community is amazing. I mean, I really have never been a part of a better gaming community than the Destiny community. I mean, you have your bad apples, but Destiny 2, really looking forward to that in the fall. And that's my list. But I mean, of the games other than Destiny, probably No Man's Sky is the one I'm really looking forward to.
Right. My games list is kind of short. I'm going to compact it. I did have about 25 titles to begin with, so I'm compacting it down to about 3, 4, maybe 5. The first game I'm looking forward to is Crackdown 3. Now, I haven't played Crackdown 1 and 2, but the reason why I'm really looking forward to Crackdown 3 is not for the game itself, it's for the cloud processing. The fully destructible environment, the cloud processing that makes that possible. I'm really looking forward to seeing that and experiencing that because that could actually melt into other titles and could improve gaming. I know the Nintendo NX is going to be having a cloud processing system where if your system's idle or if your controllers are idle or whatnot, that can add processing power and then you get like a certain amount of points. For how long yours is idle for. You can redeem those for games or add-ons or whatnot. So I think that's a good idea by Nintendo. The second game I'm looking forward to is The Division. I'm looking forward to The Division a lot. I think it looks amazing. I keep replaying the E3 footage over and over and over again just to see if I see anything different. But I usually don't. And it just looks stunning. The Last Guardian is the Shadow of Colossus reboot. It's looking fantastic. The art style is amazing. It's on an epic scale. No Man's Sky, the gameplay is on an epic scale. Really looking forward to that as well. And then a game that nobody here seems to realize what might be the biggest game changer. I think we're going to be getting Kingdom Hearts 3. They've been really shy about... They've been really shy about releasing anything for the last 2 or 3 months. I think we're going to get a huge announcement at E3 that's going to be ready in the holiday season. I think that's going to be one of the holiday season's biggest hits. So I'm saying Kingdom Hearts 3, even though it's not confirmed for 2016, but it should be since I believe we got E3 footage 2014. So I believe it should be ready.
But they're also releasing PS4 Kingdom Hearts 2.8, and I think that they're probably going to bring that out for holiday season and bring out Kingdom Hearts 3 the coming next year. I hope you're wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I want to play Kingdom Hearts 3, but
right.
But hey, let's hope you're right. Let's hope you're right.
All right. Next topic is going to be a simple one. We mentioned No Man's Sky and how it's going to be a game that we're all anticipating. But is it too big to play? Now, the size and scope of No Man's Sky is a little bit unknown. Basically, you have an entire galaxy that you have to find the center of. Well, that entire galaxy is large. There's going to be randomly generated solar systems, randomly generated planets around those solar systems. And how do you guys feel about the fact that at E3 they said, you're more than likely never going to see another person in the game. Yet you're going to be on a server with at least 1,000 people on it. How you guys feel about that? Do you think it's going to be decent for streaming, or do you think it's going to be too big of a game to kind of wrap your head around? We'll go ahead and start with Iceberg.
I think, well, number one, I think it's going to be a decent game for streaming initially,
Hmm.
just because there's going to be, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to find success streaming it right away. But it's mostly going to be the people that, already, established in the Twitch community. I think there's going to be a lot of excitement around it. There's going to be a lot of people watching it to see, okay, what's this game about? What are the discoveries? But I think it's going to kind of trickle off. Probably, since there's really no specific, multiplayer interaction in the game. I think eventually it'll just kind of, as far as a Twitch streaming game, I think it'll kind of die out a little bit. I'm not saying it's going to die, but it'll be in that probably top 20, top 30 area. After a few months. So I think, like I said, I think it'd be interesting at first, but I think it'll kind of get old after a while. But as far as being too big, no, I don't think it's really going to be too big. I think the nice thing about it for me, what it really is attractive for me, is I think it's going to be one of those games that you can either go really hardcore on it and be like, well, I'm going to be the first one, and this is what you focus on, and you really play it hardcore, or it's going to be something, I'm going to go spend an hour or two in it, do some stuff, and then I can pop out. There's really no, there's really no, well, let me say this, there's really nothing to really drive you necessarily to be addicted to it, as a casual gamer. Does that make any sense? Like, kind of like Destiny for me. Like, I got to get in there. I got to do all this stuff because I only have so much time. You got weekly stuff that you have to do, daily stuff. So you got that drive to get in there every day and do it. Whereas No Man's Sky is like, I kind of feel like a little bit something different. Let's go explore a planet. Spend a couple hours there, explore a solar system, whatever it is. And then you can jump back out, and do whatever. Or again, there's the other side of it. It's like you really want to really dive deep into it. So I think that's what's going to be nice about it. And as far as being too big, I don't think it's going to be too big. I think it's going to be just fine. It's going to be what it is for, the amount of time that it is. But my only fear about it is it's just going to be another Spore. That's my only fear, man. It's going to be another Spore.
All right, monsterousrage.
All I know is that universe is going to be scattered with Monstrous Rage discovered this, Monstrous Rage discovered that. But yeah, that game for me, it's good for like a 4-hour chunk. And for streaming purposes, that's perfect. Pop it in maybe once or twice a week for 4 hours and just have a go at it. But I agree with Angry. It's going to lose interest after a couple of months. You're going to have your dedicated fan base that'll stick with it. And the boom will happen at the start because there's going to be people that don't own it themselves and they can easily jump between, say, 15 different channels and see different planets that have been created all over the universe that these people are going at. So that's where that draw is going to come in. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really don't think it's going to be, if it's too big, I'm okay with that because that means that I'm always going to play it. I can always go back to it and find something new. I just don't want to have a situation where it releases and a month later everybody's like, "Yeah, we've completed it. It's done. There's nothing left to explore." I just don't want that situation to happen.
No.
So there's big words being talked about right now, and everybody's gung ho about it, but you just don't know until you got your hands on it.
Right. I'm leaning more towards Angry Iceberg's assessment, where it's going to have that initial boom for about a month or so, then it's going to start slowly dying off, only because it might not be a very popular game to stream. And what I mean by that is, since you're not going to have much human interaction in the game, you're basically watching somebody fly a ship to different planets. As of right now, as they've specified. So it's going to be lonely to play the game, to say the least, because you're not going to have that player versus player encounter that you're looking forward to in Destiny. There's not going to be a raid. There's not going to be that PvP aspect that everybody's looking for. Now, they do have random battle events that you can join into. You can join a side or, join against them and whatnot, and that's kind of fun to do. But and all in all, it seems like the game is empty because it's so big. You have so much to do on the exploration side, but you don't have any real content, with other people. There's no like 5-man ship raids. You can go and, you know, explore this huge planet and there's a boss you have to kill on it. There's none of that as of yet. So it might feel a little empty, even though it's a little bit too big to be so. I know it's kind of a contradiction and whatnot, but it's just the way the game kind of impresses on me. So we're going to get to the final topic of the evening, and this topic is the Division compared to Destiny. What are some of the similarities? What are some of the differences? And for somebody who loves maybe a PvE side of Destiny but doesn't like the PvP, or somebody who does love the PvP side of Destiny and loves the PvE, basically, will you like the Division? Will you like its setup? Will you like its mechanics? And will you like its overall general purpose? We'll go ahead and start with Iceberg.
Well, I mean, I never did play like the closed beta that they had. So, I mean, the only experience I have with the Division is from watching videos. And I watched a gameplay video. Was it yesterday or the day before? Just to check it out, because I was really thinking about doing the pre-order, doing the beta later this month that people have been talking about. For me, like, I think they're similar games in their looter shooters, but I think they're approached differently. Number one, of course, Division is a third-person game, whereas the Destiny is a first-person game. So there's definitely that. Destiny is science fiction, or like space opera type science fiction, whereas Division is a Tom Clancy, post-apocalyptic type science fiction. So it's a little bit different, from that, environmental aspect. The Division is more realistic, whereas Destiny is definitely more fantasy. And from what I saw, like the way that like the multiplayer was handled, as far as I mean, I don't know a lot about the Division, but the way they were kind of presented the multiplayer, as far as the like the three, the fire team, like we'd say fire team or strikes or whatever in the Division, was you get dropped into a spot, you go and you shoot some stuff, and you go into an area where other players could be, where they could either fight you or they could leave you alone or team up with you. I think that's interesting, but it's not going to be the type of gameplay that I'm going to want to play, at least not initially. I might, I'll probably watch some on Twitch and see if it's something I want to get into, but I don't know if I'm going to dive in right away. I'm just going to still kind of stay focused to Destiny. I'll stay back, and keep the, keep the fire stoked in Destiny while everybody's playing the Division. And again, I don't know I haven't done a whole lot of research on the Division. I don't know what their planned development cycle of the game is. Whereas I know Destiny is going to be around for, the planned development cycle for Destiny is still got another 8 years left. So there's still plenty of that to look forward to. And again, I don't know where that stands for the Division. But just the almost forced, it's not quite forced, but it's almost forced PvP aspect of Division, I think, is going to be something that I'm not going to be real into, just for the fact that it's going to be very susceptible to trolls and whatnot, just people that are going to go around and try to ruin other people's games. And just in the video that I saw, where you go into the zone, you get the loot, and then you're trying to extract. Well, these guys are probably just going to be camping these extraction points, coming and killing people and taking their loot. And that would just seem really frustrating to me, as I'm not the best gamer in the world, and I would just be getting killed all the time. Which for me is a little ironic, just because I enjoyed EVE Online for like the same reason.
I love EVE Online.
I mean, that's what I loved about EVE Online, just that danger. I mean, the whole game was just a danger of, losing all your shit.
Yeah.
But, for as far as the Division, I don't know, man. I like what Destiny presents, and the way they present it. And from what I saw in the videos, it's just not going to be something that I want to move away from, to spend time on the Division when, I'm busy working with Destiny and building my Twitch streaming channel with through Destiny. So, but we'll see. I mean, I could change my mind once it comes out, or if I might try if there's an open beta before the game comes out. If without having to pre-order, I might give it a shot. Give it a chance and see if maybe I do like it, because there's a lot of people out there that are saying it's great. My buddy Guardian Outpost, another Destiny streamer, he thinks it's really great. He's planning on getting it. One of my other streaming partners, Noir Raven, is planning on getting it. So, I mean, if enough of my friends get it, maybe I'll just almost be forced to get it. So we'll kind of see what happens.
Right. How do you feel, monsterousrage?
Yeah, see, I hate when people can camp and steal all your stuff. I hate things like that. And because of that, I won't do it. I just won't. If I can play the Division with friends and not have to worry about other live people coming in and screwing us completely over, then I'm okay with it. If there's like that kind of campaign cooperation, I'm all aboard. But if it's that way, forget it. Forget it. I've got too many games to play, and I'm not going to play one that's just going to aggravate me. I'm not going to play one that's going to bring out the rage. It's just not going to happen. So, yeah, I think I'm going to be one of those people on the fence watching other streamers play that game before I jump into it myself. I really can't compare it to Destiny because they're really different games. They really are. I mean, sure, you can say PvP or PvE, but a lot of games have that, and they're not like Destiny. So there's just Destiny's its own thing, and I think Division is going to be its own thing. If they can pick it up in Major League Gaming and start working it that way, then I can see it becoming a popular entity. But until then, I think it's going to be one of those that everybody's like, Watch Dogs, I can't wait.
Oh God, Watch Dogs. Oh God.
So that's it could go that way. It could go that way. Everybody gets it and be like, this is a steaming pile of crap. What did they do to me? Why did they make me buy this? But no, to compare it to Destiny, I just don't think you can. They just aren't comparable, other than just your game modes.
Right.
And even that's not comparable.
Now, the only reason I put a comparison between them, it's not for art direction, it's not for sound, it's not even really for gameplay, it's of game type, because it is that multiplayer online shooter. You do have that with Destiny, you do have that with
a lot of people have compared it. Yeah, a lot of people have compared it. A lot of people that have played the Division have called, and Destiny fans that have played it have compared it to the Destiny, basically the Destiny of Tom Clancy, or Tom Clancy's Destiny. So I mean, I think the comparison is certainly fair. It's a looter shooter, but yeah, the mechanics should be a little bit different. But again, I think if time will tell, it's definitely in the same genre anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I would give it that, but I just wouldn't say the two games are alike. They're completely different entities to me, and that's just the way I look at it. I mean, I play a lot of stuff, and when I'm like, I've even seen these arguments online, and I just don't get it. I don't get it, and maybe that's because I'm not a hardcore Destiny player, but yeah, they look like different games to me in the same genre, but different games.
The interesting thing is, for Destiny, especially for the new gen players, we're all screaming for larger fire teams. We're all screaming for that 6-man patrol. We're all screaming for maybe a 12-person raid. But in the Division, the smaller your fire team, the more chance of success, because you don't have that 8th person in your fire team looking to gank everybody and take their loot. So you're going to want to keep your fire team minimal enough so where you can trust the people around you, but still strong enough to face whatever's coming your way. I love the Dark Zone. I love the fact that you have a central area for PvP and that you get this awesome loot in there, but you also have a real risk of getting ganked over and over again. It's kind of like playing Red Rover, and as soon as you kind of run for that line, you get clotheslined every time. It's going to happen. It looks to be a very fun game for me. I'm definitely going to be playing it day one. It seems more tactical than even Tom Clancy's before it might be. I'm going all the way back to Tom Clancy for the PlayStation, the original PlayStation. That was a very tactical game, but this seems to kind of breathe new life into the tactics side of shooting. I quite like it. It's going to be a fun time, and I can't wait to see you both in the Dark Zone, because it's going to happen. I will get your loot.
You can say that, but traps. It's a trap, and you're gonna fall for it.
You've activated my trap card. Just a little bit of gaming news for you guys. Diablo 3 did release a patch today, so if you guys play Diablo 3 a lot, you might want to boot it up and go ahead and download a patch. Mortal Kombat X has released a Combat Pack number 2 gameplay trailer. Shows horror movie villains facing off. Somebody in Fallout 4 had created the Bioshock Infinite floating city in one of their settlements. I think that's kind of cool. And Pokemon. Nintendo to release a special edition 3DS console to celebrate the game's 20th anniversary. You can get the red, blue, or yellow. So that may be something you guys might be looking forward to. And we will go ahead and close out. Tell us where we can find you at Monstrous Rage.
Well, you can find me at Twitch TV/monsterousrage. I'm a variety broadcaster. I play everything on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Wii U, and a small amount of PC. You can also find me and Fitster, who is lurking around. And we are on YouTube as well, Fits of Rage. You can check that out. I also do a podcast with him every other Friday night, so come on by to the channel. Everything is linked there. I'm also on Twitter at monsterousrage. You can find me, you can say hi, you can hang out.
All right, Angry Iceberg.
I am Angry Iceberg, as he said. I am a daily Destiny streamer. I usually get on right around that 6 o'clock Eastern time frame every single day. Weekends I do tend to get on a little bit earlier, but I am on every single night playing Destiny, helping people through the raids, through nightfalls, whatever, just playing with my viewers is generally what I do, and getting through the content. Do a lot of PvP as well. Don't really carry people through trials, but I will play trials from time to time as well. So mostly Destiny. Also, you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/angry_iceberg. And then on Twitter, it's the same name, twitter.com/angry_iceberg. You can find me on there. You can find all the updates, when I'm going to be online, when I'm not going to be online, just random thoughts throughout the day. So make sure you follow me on Twitch and Twitter, and also on Facebook at facebook.com/theangryiceberg. On Facebook. The website is still being developed and don't know when that's going to come out. Yeah, that's really all I got today.
And I am kadexgaming, Twitch stream dedicated helping you in game and in life. I'd like to thank my weekly guests, Monstrous Rage and Angry Iceberg, for coming in, discussing a bevy of topics, including Minecraft, which was completely awesome. You can also find this on YouTube. All you have to do is type in kadexgaming, or you can find the link down below. I will be providing that, so you guys can check out the YouTube channel in case you missed any of the podcast or any of our previous podcasts. They're all up there on YouTube, so you can guys go check them out. And thank you very much for tuning into the loading screen. This has been episode number 13, featuring the Canadian Cue Ball, Monstrous Rage, the Living Emoji, Angry Iceberg, and yours truly, KXGaming. Thank you guys, everybody, for coming in. Thank you, chat, for being so lively. You guys were rocking it tonight. And, yeah, have a great day. From KXGaming, this is KX, always urging you to keep calm and game on.